Welcome. These videos will help you understand the immigration process and what happens in immigration court. Going to a removal hearing in immigration court. When you or someone you know receives a notice to appear at immigration court, you may have questions about what it means and what will happen. This video will help answer these questions, including what immigration court is, and what will happen at the hearing, and why it is so important to attend. Before we begin, please know that immigration cases are very complex. Even though you are in immigration court, you may have options to stay in the United States. If possible, seek the help of a skilled immigration lawyer or a representative accredited by the immigration court. What happens in immigration court? If you have to go to immigration court, it means immigration has placed you in removal proceedings or deportation proceedings. At immigration court, you will see many of the same people you see in other courts. There are judges, lawyers, clerks, security guards, and other people waiting for their cases to be called. The government will explain to the immigration judge why it thinks you should be deported. You have the chance to tell the judge why you think the government is wrong. The judge then decides whether you must leave the United States. You will likely have more than one hearing before your case is over. How do I know I have to go to immigration court? You need to go to immigration court if you receive a notice to appear. The notice to appear lists the reasons why the government believes you are deportable from the United States. Sometimes, the notice also lists the date, place, and time of your hearing. If no date and time are listed on the notice, then you will receive a second letter with the date, time, and place of your hearing. Each of these papers includes your alien number, which is an 8 or 9-digit number beginning with the letter A. This number will appear on any papers you receive from the court. It is how the court keeps track of your case. It is the same number used by the Immigration Service. The Immigration Service is known as United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, or USCIS. USCIS handles requests of non-citizens to stay in the United States. If you lost your hearing notice or are not sure whether you received one, you can call the Immigration Court hotline at 800-898-7180. This is an automated system with options in English and Spanish. Key in your alien number at the prompt, and it will list your next hearing date and time. In Illinois, the Immigration Court is located in Chicago at 525 West Van Buren Street, Suite 500. It is extremely important to go to court for your hearing. If you do not, the judge can order you deported automatically and you lose the right to stay in the United States. Will I be arrested if I go to immigration court? You will not be arrested at the hearing, and you will be able to return home to your family that day. Most of the time, it takes more than one hearing and at least a few months to complete a case. What information should I have? Make sure you know the following facts about yourself in case the judge asks. Date and place of your birth. Country of your citizenship or nationality. Date and place of entries into and exits from the United States and whether you had a visa at the time. Your criminal history, including arrests, charges, and outcomes. For example, if you were sentenced to probation or jail time. Your prior interactions with immigration officials. Whether your family members, for example, your spouse, children, parents, or siblings, have green cards or are U.S. citizens. It is okay to write this information down and bring the paper to court with you to help you remember. This information is very important because it may let the judge know whether you are eligible to stay in the United States. What should I bring to court? You should bring the notice to appear and the notice listing the date and time of your hearing. Do not bring weapons, drugs, food, or drinks with you. You will not be allowed to take these into the court with you. You will pass through a metal detector upon entering the court. If you bring a cell phone, make sure you turn it off before going into court. On the day of your hearing, arrive early. There will be traffic. Parking may be difficult, and you will have to pass through security. How does the judge know that I came for my hearing? After you go through security, you must sign in. There will be lists of names hanging on a wall. Each judge has a different list of names, which are the cases that judge will hear on that day. Underneath each judge's list, there are 2 sign-in sheets. One is for lawyers, and one is for people there without lawyers. If you do not have a lawyer with you, sign your name on the sheet for those without lawyers. Make sure you sign on the sheet for the judge who will be hearing your case. If you do not sign the correct sheet, the judge will not know that you are there. If you need help or cannot find your name on the list, you can ask for help from the clerk sitting at the reception window. After you sign in, sit in the waiting area. There will be other people waiting for their hearings as well. Wait until the judge's clerk calls your name before you enter the courtroom. First, the clerk will call the lawyers. Then the clerk will call the names of the people who are there without lawyers. Be prepared to wait. Once the clerk does call your name, you can follow him or her into the courtroom. Can I get an interpreter? There is usually a Spanish language interpreter in the courtroom. If you need an interpreter in a language other than Spanish, tell the judge. The court will provide one for you at the next hearing. For your first hearing, you can bring someone with you to help. Make sure that anyone who comes with you has lawful status in the United States. What happens after the clerk calls my name and I go into the courtroom? If this is your first hearing and you would like time to find a lawyer, you may ask the judge for time to do so. The judge will also give you a list of legal aid organizations that may be able to help you. If you are not asking for time to find a lawyer, you will be representing yourself. The judge will then explain your rights, explain why you are having a removal hearing, ask whether the facts in the notice to appear are correct, ask questions about you, your family, your history in the United States, and your criminal record. If the judge thinks that you might be eligible to stay in the United States, he or she may set deadlines for you to submit an application and get your fingerprints taken. If so, the government attorney will tell you how to pay the fees for the application and how to apply for fingerprints. Finally, the judge will tell you when to return to court. You will get a written notice telling you the date and time of your next hearing. Listen to the judge to see whether he or she wants you to do anything before the hearing or to bring anything with you to your next hearing. Be sure to do what the judge asks. If you said you would like time to look for a lawyer, you must try to find a lawyer to help you before the next court date. What else should I know? Each time the judge gives you a new hearing date, you must attend. If you do not, the judge can order you deported in your absence, and you will lose your right to apply to stay here. Sometimes, the court will need to change the date of your hearing. If so, it will mail you a new hearing notice with the new date and time. Therefore, it is very important that the court has your current address and telephone number. If your address or telephone number changes, you must tell the court within 5 days. You can ask the clerk in the courtroom or at the reception window to give you a change of address form. What if I cannot come to a court hearing? If you cannot come to your hearing, it is very important that you change it beforehand. You can do this by filing a motion to continue, which asks the court to move a hearing date. Try to find a lawyer or legal aid organization to help you. You must have a good reason to request a change. The judge will grant or deny your request. If it is less than 2 weeks from your hearing date, it is usually too late to file a motion to continue. But if you do not go to your hearing and you do not file a motion to continue, it is likely that the judge will order you deported. Where can I find more information or talk with a lawyer about going to court? For more information on removal hearings at immigration court, call one of the following organizations: the National Immigrant Justice Center, World Relief, Catholic Charities, or visit www.illinoislegalaid.org or the Spanish site www.ayudalegalil.org.